The Board of Visitors proposes a possible increase in tuition. Then, JMU welcomes the new head coach for the men's basketball team. Plus, some exclusive behind the scenes of what it's really like to be a Duquette. You won't want to miss it.
Live from the Allison B. Parker Studio in the School of Media Arts and Design at James Madison University, this is Breeze TV.
Welcome back to Breeze TV. I'm your new anchor, Abby Allard. To start our show, reporter Andrew Perkson is in the studio with more information on how the Student Government Association election race.
Thanks, Abby. Elections are coming up for the JMU Student Government Association. Reporter Lauren Keller and I took a deep dive to see what the competition amongst the candidates is all about.
Debating isn't uncommon for JMU Student Government Association. SGA hosted a debate for the candidates for their 2024-2025 president and student representative for the Board of Visitors election coming up on April 10th. Although candidates compete against one another for their position, they find a benefit in hearing from their opponents.
I learned so much from listening to them, what their plans are, what their goals are, where they come from. Listening to perspectives in general is super important, especially if that person wants to represent the student body. And even as student body president, they would represent me too.
In addition to their individual plans and insight, many of this year's candidates credit student organizations for inspiring them to become the voices they are today.
Student orgs are really like the heart and soul of, JMU, and we have so many passionate people.
I also think that working with other organizations has really motivated me to reach out to more students because of how many ideas and diverse perspectives there are out there. I feel that the more people I talk to, the more I diversify my perspective.
The candidates hope that regardless of the outcome, students can be civically engaged and pick a representative for all student voices.
In the sense of elections, vote for somebody that you see conveying your message, your voice, but also other people.
Reporting alongside Andrew Perkson for Breeze TV, I'm Lauren Keller.
With JMU gaining more national exposure this year, it comes as no surprise that this will impact the university's financial responsibilities. The Board of Visitors met on Wednesday to discuss where the budget currently stands and where it could end up. The Board of Visitors hopes to tend to the students' financial requests to the best of their abilities. Vice President of Administration and Finance, Tawana Moore, stated that JMU has had a 96% satisfaction rate from students during their time here as they have gone on to have successful careers post-college. She proposed that going to the next school year, the highest increase in tuition as well as education in general in-state students could face would be up to 4%, with out-of-state rates possibly rising by 1.5%. Moore made it clear that increases are not guaranteed to happen all at once. According to her, JMU is currently ranked 11th for most affordable universities in terms of in-state tuition and fees. At the end of the day, Moore wants the university to focus on the quality of education and post-college outcomes for students. The next meeting the full board will take place on April 19th, where decisions for the school's financial needs will be finalized. That's all I have here today. Abby, back to you.
Thanks, Perky. Rockingham County and Harrisonburg City Public School Boards held a joint emergency meeting on Monday to address a possible conflict of interest regarding legal counsel. In a closed session meeting on March 18th, RCPS ended their contract with Botkin Rose Law Firm and hired David Rose, Associate Attorney of Linton Sype. HCPS called the special meeting due to Rose's connection to the lawsuit that is being brought against the district. Rose is representing a group of parents and teachers that are suing the district for its transgender student policies. In the special session, members agreed that appointing Massanutten Technical Center with their own legal counsel would be a sufficient third-party option to avoid bias with the members of the school board. They were at odds when deciding who to delegate search efforts to.
We want to come to the table and we want to work with you on this, and I think we can agree to change to a third-party lawyer, but I don't think that's something that this board can vote on to make us do.
The Joint Council unanimously amended a resolution stating that both superintendents are to provide a short list of possible MTC legal counsel candidates by April 23rd, finalize arrangements by April 30th. An inspiration in and out of the classroom, one JMU professor has taken it upon herself to show her students of the benefits taking risks with the creative writing world.
Majo Degotillo is no stranger to exploring thought-provoking topics with her students.
Since joining the JMU faculty in fall of 2022, she has opened the minds of her students through discussions of cultural and historical topics.
But there's so much world and there's so much life and there's so many things that you haven't tried and that you haven't seen and that you don't know when you're in college. And I think this is such a safe space to experiment things that maybe you wouldn't if you already feel you know who you are.
Work doesn't end when her students step out of the classroom. An event coordinated by the Creative Writing Department back in February gave Professor Delgadillo an opportunity to showcase her work. JMU students, as well as other faculty members, showed up to hear her express themes of feminism and justice through literature.
I think that a lot of the discussions that we had in that class really helped me figure out who I am and what I even like to do when I'm writing.
Professor Delgadillo says she invites her students to ask the hard questions. Her students engage in vibrant discussions that cover a wide range of topics, some of which can be considered controversial, offering students a chance to challenge their own biases.
For students to see her so boldly tackle that risky subject matter, from what I saw, was really inspiring.
Majo says she draws a lot of her ideas from reading works that challenge her own understanding of the world. She says she hopes that her students can connect with the work that she does and that it opens them to new possibilities.
Don't be afraid of getting it wrong, and don't be afraid to experiment and try new things and know that this is the space to do it. College and your classroom and your classmates are the safest space to try it, and hopefully you want to try it with me.
I'm Madeline Bynack reporting for Breeze TV.
And coming up today on the sports desk, JMU's senior on the track team makes breaking record strides. Then, step back in time, Rockingham Vintage Baseball Club brings back 1864 rules to the field. Plus, beyond the field, JMU esports makes waves in the gaming community. Stick around for all this and more after the break.
The one, the only, Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun Spice Chicken Breast Filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit is so good, we serve it all day. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun Filet Biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time.
It's bow time. Hurry into Bojangles for 2 scratch-made sizzling sausage biscuits for just $4. 1 bite and you'll want breakfast for dinner. Good thing we serve savory sausage biscuits all day. But this 2 for $4 deal won't last forever. It's bow time. It's bow time. It takes 49 steps to bake a fluffy, made-from-scratch Bojangles biscuit. But to make it a country ham biscuit, it takes 50. Get a fresh buttermilk biscuit today with a slice of juicy country-style ham. It's bow time.
Welcome back to the Sports Desk. I'm Tommy Gerganis reporting on the latest sports news in the Valley. JMU welcomed its new basketball head coach Preston Spradlin at an introductory press conference on Tuesday. Spradlin signed a 6-year coaching deal last Friday, just 11 days after coaching Morehead State in its NCAA tournament matchup against Illinois. JMU announced the hiring of Spradlin just 4 days after former head coach Mark Byington announced his departure to Vanderbilt. Even with athletic director Jeff Bourne retiring soon, Spradlin says that talking with both Bourne and his team gave him a great boost of confidence.
He addressed the elephant in the room as he referred to it before I even had a chance to ask the question. At the end of the day, there's so many great things going on at JMU, and certainly Jeff is responsible for most all of that and his staff.
Following the close of this past season, 4 JMU players have hit the transfer portal. This includes the 2023-24 Sun Belt Player of the Year Terrence Edwards and freshman Jalen Carey, who will play under Byington at Vanderbilt. Xavier Brown had also entered the portal, but he announced on Monday night that he will be returning to JMU. Brown was the leading scorer for the Dukes in this past year's Sun Belt Conference Championship, scoring 21 points.
Got a FaceTime from Xavier as he was walking back to the compliance office to let me know that he was on board, and that's a heck of a way to start the week, I can tell you, because I was really excited about that.
Spradlin has not confirmed who will be on his staff for the 2024-25 season, but he stated that he'd like to bring along most of his staff from Morehead State.
Keeping those guys with us so that we can have the continuity and consistency that we've enjoyed over the years is at the top of our priority list right now.
Spradlin will look to take JMU to a second consecutive March Madness appearance beginning in November. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Tommy Gerganis. Spradlin has announced his initial coaching staff hires for the men's basketball program this morning. Joining Spradlin with the Dukes are Associate Head Coach Scott Combs, Assistant Coach Dominic Lombardi, Assistant Coach Kason Burke, and Assistant Coach and Operations Kai Klinsick. Combs and Lombardi were on Spradlin's staff for Morehead State's NCAA tournament appearances in 2021 and 2024 and an NIT appearance in 2023. Burke and Klinsick were a part of the staff for the NIT berth in 2023 and the 2024 NCAA tournament. Calvin Baker, who has been with JMU for the last 4 seasons, will be returning to the program, where he will continue to serve as an assistant coach with player development and recruiting. JMU also had a historic day on the track. Senior distance runner Miranda Stanhope set a new program record Friday at the Rally Relays. Stanhope finished the 10-kilometer in 33 minutes and 53 seconds, breaking the 19-year standing record by 1 second. The previous record was held by Shannon Saunders. Having set such a time, Stanhope will compete at the NCAA East Preliminary Championships as the 44th fastest competitor in the region. JMU athletics were either on the road or did not play this week. Here's a look at some of those teams and where they stand. Lacrosse was in action at Richmond on Wednesday. The Dukes won 18-12 with the help of 4 goals from Isabella Peterson and Maddie Epke. Epke also tallied 19 draw controls in the win, breaking the program record of 14, which was set by herself earlier in the season. The team's record is 9-3 and 2-0 in conference play, tied for second with Florida in the American Athletic Conference standings. The team will be back in action for its Senior Day game versus 8-3 Temple this Saturday. Tip-off is set for noon at Centera Park. Baseball last played at Georgia State last weekend, winning 1 of 3 games in the series. The Dukes started the year strong at 11-3, but have won just 5 of its last 14 games since. In conference play, the team has gotten on base at a .361 clip, almost 30 points below their current season average. However, the team has an 11-3 record playing at home, which is where they will be today to begin a 3-game home series against App State. The opposing Mountaineers are 18-8 on the year and 5-4 in Sun Belt Conference play. First pitch is set for 4 p.m. at Eagle Field. A new adult recreational baseball team recently formed in Rockingham County, but this team plays by the rules written in 1864. Reporter Jacob Morris got a first-hand look at the Rockingham Vintage Baseball Club.
Justin Welch's passion for baseball has followed him his entire life. After moving to Rockingham County, he wanted to share his love for the sport with his new community.
I'm excited to show people here vintage baseball and have them join in on the fun.
The club plays by the rules written nearly 200 years ago. Underhand pitches and no gloves are some changes that make the older style unique.
We're replicating the past, but also having a lot of fun in the present.
The team practices every other Saturday at the Elkton Area Community Center and has recruited players by passing out flyers and engaging on social media. As the team grows, they continue to build a sense of camaraderie.
I haven't played baseball since Little League myself, but I've always been interested and I wanted to play, but I wanted to play at a level that was casual, and this is perfect for me.
The club values inclusivity and is open to players of all skill levels. Ashley Dellinger joined the fun on the field after years of supporting her husband from the sidelines.
You don't have to be like a college sports player. You don't even have to ever play before. You can be a man, woman, you can be whatever you want and come out and just have fun on a Saturday without any pressure.
Their first game is May 5th in Wytheville, Virginia, and they plan to eventually play teams from up and down the East Coast. The next practice is April 13th, and they'll be at the Cecil F. Gilkerson Community Activity Center in Harrisonburg on April 20th to 21st to recruit new players. For Breeze TV, I'm Jacob Morris.
This year, the focus has been on JMU athletics, but football and basketball aren't the only programs thriving on campus. JMU esports has been on the rise in the gaming community thanks to the group members' commitment to their craft. Reporter Andrew Perkson plugs into the world of gaming to hear how this program stays motivated through it all.
JMU Esports is a competitive program that gives members a chance to display their video game skills with their weekly matchups. Program Director Michael Torres says that the program's success all comes from the amount of effort they put into each matchup as well as discovering what their strengths are.
Once we get in the nitty gritty, I can't really teach mechanics and stuff, but what I can always teach is mentalities. It's showing people how to have that competitive spirit. If you guys go down a game or you're taking a couple L's, how to recover, supporting your teammates, stuff like that.
Flex team captain and in-game leader Jake Jarvis has especially been grateful for the program as it has given him a better sense of belonging while also helping him embrace the JMU spirit.
A bunch of students at school here probably just sit at home and play video games, where I'm actually representing my school and playing versus other colleges, which is really fun.
With tryouts wrapping up and open house events right around the corner, the organization hopes that other students will take advantage of joining as it can propel them to greater skills within the organization and outside of it.
At the end of the day, if we find people that are willing to put in the hours and they have good chemistry with our team and they actually work at it and they listen to advice, they're not just giving it, they're also taking the advice, then that's exactly what we need.
There's a good chance that you're better than you think you are, and you have a good chance to make a team, especially if you're committed and especially if you want to put the work in to improve as a team and make friends like we all have.
Playoffs are well underway for the program's teams, which means many long nights and lots of Red Bull. The program will also be hosting an open house event for interested players on Tuesday, April 16th at 4 p.m. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Andrew Perkson.
That's all I have from the sports desk. Abby, back to you.
Thanks, Tommy. When we come back from the break, get ready to dance for the Greek Sing Showdown this weekend. Then, grab your shades, the eclipse is coming this Monday. And finally, stay tuned for Maddie Bynack with the weekend weather forecast. You won't want to miss it.
Bojangles, Cajun filet biscuit. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun spiced chicken breast filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Breakfast so good, we serve it all day. Get the best chicken biscuit. The one, the only Cajun filet biscuit. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun filet biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time.
It's bow time.
We gonna split this solo?
No. Come on. Split the drive?
No chance.
What are you wearing? Split these?
I thought you'd never ask.
Introducing Bo's Barbecue Chicken Sandwich and Bo's Carolina Gold Chicken Sandwich. Boldly seasoned hand-breaded chicken, topped with pickles, slaw, and your choice of 2 sauces. So good, you'll want to get both and split them with a friend. Download the Bojangles app and order ahead. It's bow time.
is Grease TV.
Autism Awareness Month celebrates the autistic community and emphasizes the importance of creating equal opportunities and clearing up misconceptions. Reporter Jacob Morris spoke with JMU student Luke Hill to discuss his experience with autism and how he's advocating for acceptance and awareness.
Hi, I'm Jacob Morris, and it's now April, which means it's Autism Awareness Month. I'm here with Luke Hill to talk about why this month is so important. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Would you mind explaining what autism is and how it affects people?
It's a neurological disorder that kind of affects the brain a little bit, and that can be in social situations or behavioral situations, and it kind of just makes things look a little different and a little unusual to some audiences.
Could you share a little bit about your story and why this month means what it does to you?
It means a lot to me because there's such a stigma around what people can and cannot do with autism. And I really just want to show what is possible. I feel like if we have all the proper help and support and discipline, I feel like even people with or without autism, I feel like they can succeed in many big ways, and whatever their wildest dreams that might be, they can do it.
What makes celebrating this month so important?
It really just helps to educate the people who may not know about autism and kind of see it from a new perspective. So like, for example, people may think like, oh, he can't do this because he has autism. But then like when we see the things like I've been able to accomplish in my life, people can kind of see like, oh wow, that's so cool, he has autism. So kind of like just showing people like people can do things with autism and just kind of like proving them wrong in a way.
Could you tell me a little bit about the history and background of Autism Awareness Month?
It's important to spread awareness and really just accept those that people do have autism, whether you like it or not, and that there are people like that, and you just gotta love them and just accept them for who they are.
Thank you, Luke, so much for joining me.
Appreciate you, Jacob. Thank you again.
Yeah.
A dance brawl is brewing over at the Atlantic Union Bank Center this weekend. The event is on April Saturday 6 between 11:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. 24 organizations from the Pan-Atlantic Interfraternity and Intercultural Councils will perform a song and dance number that they have rehearsed. The event raises money for the Arc of Harrisonburg, a local organization that, quote, promotes and protects rights of intellectual and developmental disabilities. According to their website, tickets for the performances can be bought using the link on the Greek Sing Instagram. The Friendly City has been the most recent stop for the Do Portugal Circus, a family-run show bringing the magic of circus to stops all around the East Coast. For the past few weeks, they've been hosting shows outside the Valley Mall. Reporter Natalia Nelson is at the Sing to bring us more as they wrap up this stop on their tour. Natalia, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Abby. I'm at the Harrisonburg Valley Mall, where the Do Portugal Circus is pitching their tent for the last time this weekend before heading to their next stop in New Jersey. The circus is home to artists from all over the world, and for them, defying death is a common occurrence. They have everything from hand balancing to aerial silks to motorcyclists in the globe of death, and of course, a clown. The Portugal family have made the circus a place of magic for all ages for the past 5 generations. Over a century ago, its first members performed in circuses across Mexico, and in 2019, the circus made its debut in the United States. They'll continue to pass down the art form to future generations. To get tickets, visit tickets.doportugal.com. That's all for me. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Natalia. The JMU Dukettes are heading to Florida next weekend to compete in college nationals. As they prepare and hope to bring the gold back to the Berg, reporter Piper Hepler got the inside scoop on what you might want to know about these dancers.
The Dukettes, JMU's award-winning and nationally recognized dance team, are most often seen on the sidelines cheering on the football and basketball teams. Off the field, though, they spend most of their year preparing for the National Collegiate Cheer and Dance Competition in Daytona Beach, Florida, which takes place in mid-April. They will compete in the jazz and pom categories, aiming to build on the momentum that they gained last year.
Last year, we placed first at preliminaries and bumped down to second. That gave us a lot more motivation wanting to push more, because we want to have that feeling again of winning first.
The Dukettes spend the summer and fall semester learning sideline, timeout, and pregame routines for football and basketball. By November, practices have amped up, and the focus turns to preparing for their turn in the spotlight in Daytona.
Making sure that we feel comfortable, making sure that we're doing everything that we can to make our performances the best that they can be. This is truly our only big competition that we do, and you get at max 2 opportunities to perform each routine.
While the Dukettes serve as representatives of JMU in the dance community and boost morale on James Madison's campus, they hope that people know there's more to them that meets the eye.
We try our very best to add to that tradition here at JMU and that spirit that makes JMU so great. We don't really get recognized as much as a national team. Like, we're kind of always there for the games, but they don't know that, like, we also compete against other schools. We really are athletes, and we really push ourselves in our bodies, and it's really rewarding at the end.
The team will leave for Daytona on Tuesday and hit the stage to compete next weekend. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Piper Hepler.
A total solar eclipse will hit North America on Monday, April 8th. While Harrisonburg isn't in the path of totality, 90% of the moon will cover the sun. A solar eclipse happens when the moon passes between the Earth and the sun's orbit, casting a shadow over its reach. The eclipse will begin at 2 p.m., reach maximum coverage around 3:17, and end at 4. If you want to watch the eclipse, proper eyewear is necessary to avoid eye damage. The University Program Board will hand out eclipse sunglasses during a celestial-themed viewing party on the Union patio. The solar phenomenon is not expected again until 2044. And to end the show, reporter Maddie Bynack is in the studio today to give us this weekend's weather. Maddie Bynack, what's it looking like this weekend?
Thank you, Abby. Today we'll see highs around the upper 40s and 50s with lows around the mid-30s. Saturday temperatures start with highs around the 50s with those upper 40s in the Monterey and Craigsville area, with high wind speeds still making it feel a bit chillier. Sunday feels more like springtime with the low 60s and hitting a high of 62 in Charlottesville. With little to no overcast, looks like we'll be ending the weekend on a great day. So how was anchoring your first show, Abby?
Oh my gosh, it was so nerve-wracking, but so exciting. I'm so lucky to be a part of this amazing organization with amazing reporters. Production team has been amazing. And I don't know about you, but this Monday, I am definitely seeing the solar eclipse. My dad brought the sunglasses, so I'm ready to go.
I'll be out there with my solar eclipse glasses, and I hope to see you out there too.
I hope to see you there too. Well, that's all we have for the show. See you next week, same time, same place.